Gonna try to make this one quick and dirty. Very excited to launch the perfect synth of the world. No, I wanted to talk to you about Perfect as a teacher and as someone who has been talking to dozens of different synth designers, effect designers, so on and so forth in the past close to 2 years. I have to say that there is one thing that everyone is repeating. They all make stuff for themselves. All of them. And then musicians basically learn how to play someone... and then us as musicians learn how to play something that someone else had designed. And it might be that it really fits our own ideas, but at the same time, I don't know about you, but I always have this feeling of like, but I wish this would be just a little bit different. And this is where this thing came from. As a community, the SynthUX Academy, if you guys don't know us, you should go to synthux.academy and learn a bit more about this. It's a community of makers, musicians, makers, developers, engineers, designers, teachers who work together to build really awesome stuff. You should definitely check this out. This is a kit that is part of a platform to allow people like us build instruments in a fun way that is engaging and easier to understand if you're just getting started. And the goal is to get very quick to something that really feels like an instrument. And it's perfect because it is something that you designed for yourself and not something that someone else had designed and you learned how to play. You are learning how to play this as you program it, as you figure out, as you design the different functionality. Let me show you what I mean. This instrument, for instance, is a monophonic, 2 voices here, one with a large knob, one with a smaller knobs, and going into a filter, there is a distortion saturation here, and a little envelope. And you might be looking at this and be like, what are you talking about? This doesn't really look like anything. It's like bare bone electronics. But for me, this makes sense because it's like I designed this and I know how to play it. This one is a dual looper made by Roberto Noris, who's also part of the community. He programmed this in the Daisy Seed platform and used a different layout, obviously, because it's a dual looper. It needs 2 inputs and 2 outputs because it's stereo, and it has a bunch of functionality that he wanted to have. You can do the same thing. I already took a step further and designed an interface for mine, which is really basic at the moment, but it's pretty cool because we have these capacitive touch pads here because I'm using a microcontroller that allows that, and you could tap on these to trigger the envelope and play a note based on the configuration that you created. That is my design, but then we also have some 3D models for other designs that you're probably seeing now on the screen. And each of them is really different from one another because we're all designing them for different purposes and they're all programmed by different people, and you can be one of these people. There is even a contest that we're now running during Superbooth where you can basically get a free kit. If you're going to be really good at designing something exceptional and interesting, we're going to pick the best ones and basically just send you a kit. Talking about the kit, let's have a look at the package itself, and I'm just going to try to make this as I don't know if that's gonna work. I guess this is not going to work. I'm going to show it to you in a better, cleaner way. Okay, this will work. Let's move all this stuff out of the way. This is the board, and this board, as you can see, has a lot of nice looking footprints, we call them. And at the bottom here, there is a row of pads. Pads are these things you solder to if you don't know. And you can see that this is a space where you could put your microcontroller. Do I have a microcontroller here? Yes. So something like this would go into here. And then it is pre-wired internally into these pads. So you have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, until 48. And then you have here 1, 2, till 48. Which means that you're able to connect any of these 80 lovely footprints into any of these 48 pins. Obviously, you don't need 48 pins, but you can use as many as you want, and as many as your microcontroller is capable of getting. So this is something we're going to be teaching in the video courses, which are going to be invaluable for any musician who want to go into this. The thing is that you see this? This is a breadboard connected to a little Teensy 3.2, which is a powerhouse for synths, and it's ridiculously small. But see the amount of wires you have here for 3 knobs? With this, all you need to do is to take one of the footprints, connect... Can you go in, please? You're bent. Okay, let's bend it back. And then let's take footprint number 43 and connect it, just like that. Can you focus? Great. Okay, so you see now we have number 43 here connected. Number 43 is obviously connected to... Can you focus again? Yes, 43 here. Which means that all I need to do is to take a wire, put it into 43, and then connect it into, let's say, pin number 40, because that's my analog input on my microcontroller. That's pretty much it. One wire, one component. And this component, as I said, could also be a switch, because you have this in each of these footprints. You have a socket. Why are all they're all bent? Scheisse. There we go. So you can put here a switch, and you can also put here a socket. So sockets are going like that. And obviously sockets can be either inputs or outputs. For example, in the dual looper that Roberto is designing, we have the Daisy Seed, and the Daisy Seed is a ridiculous powerhouse for synthesis. Thank you, Electrosmith, for this. And not sponsored, by the way. And here you can actually see that we have 4 jacks, and these 4 jacks are left input, left output, right output. And then they're routed here. So you see 41 here is connected into number 18. And number 18 here is this little guy. You connect your Daisy Seed into your computer, and you basically program it and just say, hey, Mr. Knob, just move like this and change the loop length, for instance. And let's put this as the input signal, and maybe add a little bit distortion when you add saturation, when you add over, and so on and so forth. Okay, the point is that, I hope you get it, you can basically design your own thing. And because you're able to reach out to people in the community, and because there are video courses in the make, they're going to be released, like the first one is going to be released in around July. You have the ability to learn a new skill. You have the ability to learn the programming skills, the synthesis skills, soldering. DIY synthesis is like a whole world of excitement that I cannot wait to share with everyone. That's probably why I chose to be a teacher, I guess. But like really, it's super exciting when you're building something on your own. And we have the opportunity to do it now. We have the opportunity to do it now. So I'm really excited, and like Superbooth is coming up, and it's the first time that I'm actually going to have my own table. And I feel like this whole community effort was, yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm grateful. This is the package you're going to be getting when you're buying this, and it's really sustainable from 2 reasons. First of all, the money that goes in goes out immediately to the development of simple instruments, to the development of the board, to improve on the board and add more features to it, to the podcast and video courses and everything we'll need in the community. And we decide this is actually what we need further. So it's a communal project, and the money is recyclable inside of this community. And the second thing is this is completely biodegradable, which I'm very happy about, because you know, we need to be mindful about how we ship things. And you might say like, hey, but this is plastic. It's true, but this is actually plastic that was recycled from other things and can be recycled to other things. So you will see this when you throw it to the trash. Maybe you won't, because like super limited edition and it's actually with your name on it when you get it. But when you throw it to the trash, it will become a tile or a tire or a trash bag, because I did some research into this. And also in terms of shipping, instead of having a box that's maybe smaller and like taller, this one actually goes into your mailbox, which makes it more sustainable and allowed us to do free shipping worldwide, which is bonkers. Anyway, I'm heading out to Super Booth, and I'll see you guys there. Thanks so much for watching. Get one, it's awesome.